Still saying going live. And we are live. Welcome, Allie and Wesley, to the finale of Big Brother Wheel of Change. I've been saying Big Brother all season. Don't know why I said it now. Both of you have made it as far as you can to tonight to the jury vote. How this will run is each of you will have 5 minutes to give an opening statement, and then the jury will come in one by one. Each of them will have 7 minutes to ask questions, say comments, and just do whatever they like, really. And then at the end, you will each have time for a closing statement. Wesley, as the final HOH, decided the order of the speeches. Wesley decided to speak first for opening, with Allie speaking second, and the reverse order for closing speeches. With that being said, we will get started. And let me just set up my timer because you know what? Life is great. And I'll come back on camera at the end. Wesley, can you see me at this point? Because I know you're having issues before.
I can't see you at all. Like, I haven't been able to figure that out.
Okay, I will
It's
jump
saying
in.
the video for Timmy has been turned off to save bandwidth.
Oh, because your internet. That's why. Which is fine. I will pop in and say 1 minute when you
Okay.
have a minute left in your speech, okay?
Okay.
So your 5 minutes begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, jurors. First off, I want to say it's been fantastic playing with all of you, playing with each and every one of you, as well as Allie and the Preachers. This game's been wild and crazy, and it will be the same with each and every one of you, as well as the wonderful hosts Timmy, Manor, and Cindy. But time for the summary. The first couple rounds were fairly uneventful for me. I was just building social bonds, with chit chat and stuff, until we got to Nick's POV win during Jason's HOH, where post veto results Zoom call, I heard Nick wanted to use a veto on Tanner, but he initially was told that Nick, the plan was to nominate Brian, but Jason didn't want to do that. Instead, wanted to nominate me, and it was just me and Nick and Jesse on call, just there, and Nick kind of wavering and talking Nick out of not using the video, kind of, and just kind of built us a bond. We convinced him that Tanner probably wouldn't go home. We built a bond together. In fact, twice me and Nick were on the block together early on at the start of the week, and then Nick won veto, leaving me to scramble on the block, where I had to socialize and strategize to convince people to keep me over someone else. First Gianna, then Brian. Nick was. I had to fight regularly a reputation of being a huge comp threat, despite the fact that I only won one comp till final freaking four. And then after Heather's HOH and the lights were around, I knew I needed to pivot. Nick was a sinking ship at that point, and Jason offered an interesting final four-person alliance to me, Allie, and Jesse. And that despite the fact that me and Jason have been proposed at the early game, I knew this was my best shot of having a solid group. However, I tried to keep the friendly relationships and seem at least vaguely a free agent to people like Zoe. Namely, during Zoe's HOH, when she asked me if I wanted veto with Jason and Jesse on the block, what I would do. I lied outright. I knew if I would face the block myself. If I knew I didn't, I would face the block myself. And I said I wouldn't use it. I pretended to be short-term threatened by Jason. This meant I'd avoid the block, at least initially. And if I won veto, which unfortunately I didn't, I could have taken Jason off the block and kept both of us safe. So, at Final Four, I did realize Jason was too big of a threat for long term. And I did talk to Morgan about the idea of, if I did win veto, using the veto on her and having her cut him. I did not win veto then, but I did, when Allie did win it, I did actually talk to her about the idea of, I did encourage her, though she seemed to already have her mind made up, of just cutting Jason there as well. I've managed to win 3 HOHs total. It should be noted that 2 of my comp wins, Final 12 and Final H Parts 3 were all about knowing my fellow house guests and being able to read people. I've been to the final nominees on the block 5 times, but not as a Pawn Star, but as a target with 10 votes to evict throughout the entire game, and I made it to the end, and I made it here to the end of the game. I would fight everyone to stay when I could. Even at Final 5, I knew Morgan was going to evict me, and I knew it did not matter since both Jason and Ali told me they were keeping me. I still campaigned for a vote and the like.
1 minute left, Wesley.
I'm a warrior and a fighter, and I fought my way to be here. I'm a rational thinker. I think about every move of being a mate, and I hope I've proven myself throughout this game. And I've proven myself here, and I've proven myself from your vote, and that's all I wrote. I'm done.
Thank you, Wesley. Okay. Ali, were you able to see my camera?
I can't see you, but you're
I'm off, but like when it was on, were you able to see me?
I can.
Okay, so for you, I'll just like show the camera. Just make note when you see it, so like a thumbs up or something. Okay.
Should I turn off my camera for when Ali goes?
You're fine as long as you're muted. That'd be great.
Okay. Tell me.
Okay, Ali, your time begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Hello, members of the jury. First off, I want to thank Prod for giving me the opportunity to play this game. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so grateful to be here. I came into this game not knowing how well I was going to do, especially because past Big Brother orgs haven't exactly gone that well for me. Early on, I was considered an easy target and felt expendable because people always thought of me as an easy nominee. Even though I was never a final nominee except for Final 12, it didn't change that perception, hence receiving the rough answers and touchy subjects. To prevent that going forward, I went full force social ally mode by making personal connections with everybody. But I also had prior connections such as Jason, Zach, Brian, and Jesse. However, because of how strong my social game was, I was able to connect equally as strong with Andrew, Nick, Morgan, Wesley, Heather, and Jacob. Zoe and I definitely had a connection, but we didn't get as close until jury. I also had a brief final 2 with Gianna. How obviously it didn't turn out that well, but we thought it would be a game changer since we're always underestimated. So that was my mindset the whole game. Going into jury, I wanted to improve my positioning and prove I wasn't disposable, and I did just that. Immediately, things turned around when I was added to a chat with Morgan and Andrew called Peeps. As well as later in the round, Jason offered me an alliance with Heather, Brian, and Jacob. I didn't want to say Brian because I was wary of him, but after his eviction, I was added to a chat with Jason, Jesse, Heather, and Jacob. Fast forward to 2 rounds later, and it's a double, which was an extremely crucial round in the game for me. Everyone in that alliance wanted me to save Wes, but at the time, it wasn't good for me. So in an effort to continue playing both sides, I saved Morgan instead. After that eviction, I was added into an alliance with Nick, Zoe, and Morgan. This gave me an opportunity to play the middle for the rest of the game, where I always had somebody on my side that trusted me the most. This also helped me make sure I was voting correctly every round, except the Gianna eviction, and made it so no matter what happened, people needed me on their side. Following the Survivor round, Jason, Wesley, Jesse, and myself decided it was best to stick together. But little did they know, I was just as close with the other 3 people they wanted to target. When Wesley came back into the game, we made a final 2 because we both thought we had the best chance against each other, despite me voting him out previously. During the final 6 round, both Jason and Morgan wanted to vote with me because of how they felt with me. And during the final 5, Jason kept me off the block because we had the same mindset, which is another example of my impeccable social game. I ended up winning the most important veto and made the sole decision to evict a huge threat in Jason. Flash forward to 2 rounds later, I was in a final 3 where they both wanted to take me to the end because of how well I set myself up since the beginning. In a game that clearly had 2 sides, my strength in this game was playing with fluidity and adaptability. With that being said, I hope I have convinced you guys why you should give me your vote tonight. I'm open to any and all questions you may have regarding my game. Thank you.
Okay, thank you both. We will now start with jury questioning. We'll go in juror order as no one has stated otherwise. First juror is Brian. Brian cannot be here, but I do have a statement and a question from Brian. So we'll start with that. Brian says, "Congratulations to both of you. I'm proud of both of you, and so my question will be a fun one. If you had to describe your game with the title of any song, what song would it be and why?" Allie, you will answer first.
Ooh, a song title? Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, I love so many songs, and this is definitely a tough one for me, but I'd probably say a song title that describes my game. Maybe like a mix of like Karma and Antihero by Taylor Swift.
Okay, thank you. Wesley, your turn.
I just realized I'm muted. I'm gonna go with what's immediately coming to mind, though it's not the greatest example, is "I Will Survive."
Now I was muted. Okay, thank you both. We're doing great here. I have sent. Oh, and Jacob is here from the hospital.
I am.
Okay, Jacob, let me just set your timer. As I have let the jury know, you will have 7 minutes. And are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, your time begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everybody. Why am I welcoming y'all like this is like a hypnotic thing? It's not. It's weird me being on this side of things and not hosting it or spectating it. I'm reaching for a question, but before I say this, genuine congratulations to the both of you. One thing I will admit, I'm very self-important. I am an egomaniac. My ego is as fragile as they come. So whenever I lose, I am very high on like, you should have done this, or you should have done like just missed opportunities. And usually I not only take it out on other jurors, which I still did. I usually take it out on the file too. I don't feel that vitriol towards either of you. Y'all both played impeccable games. Y'all both recovered from being perceived as these easy targets, these easy votes, to then being integral votes that everybody was vying for in order to get the upper hand. There was like Zoe, Morgan, Nick on one side, Jason, Jesse on the other, both kind of saying like, well, we need Hallie and Wesley. Like none of this matters if we can't get them both on our side. So genuinely, my sincerest congratulations to the both of you. Now, the question I have for both of you and Wesley, I would like you to answer this one first. Same thing for both of you. What was if there was one boot you could change? Like you saw two noms and ideally the other person stayed, what would that have been and why?
Let me look at the wiki for a second, just from jog of memory, if you don't mind. Well, I'm not going to choose my own nomination because that's kind of cheating. Looking. I'm going to say. This is not a nomination, but since it was literally just one vote away from a switch, is it cheating to just go swapping probably swapping the Heather to the Morgan vote would be interesting.
I got that.
It's a survivor round, but it's still very similar.
That's a good answer. I'll take that. Allie, what about you?
If I had to change any of the evictions, I would definitely say, I would say the double was pretty like tough for me because like I definitely felt good with both Wesley and Morgan. But in that sense, I was just like, okay, I got to save the person who I feel better with. So in that sense, I had to go with Morgan. But I absolutely adored all three of them so much. So it was definitely a tough one for me. But I'd have to say, if I had to change anything, it'd probably be that.
All right, then. I have one more question if I have enough time for that. You get to take someone from the pre-jury and make them a juror. You have to trade someone, though. So there's someone on the jury. You swap with a pre-juror. Who would that switch be? Allie, you're first this time.
I would definitely love to have Gianna in jury because we did have a final two, like briefly. So definitely, I'd love to have her on jury.
But who would you swap with from the jury?
Gosh. I adore all of you so much, but just based on like people I trusted more, I'd probably switch them like maybe like Brian.
Okay, Wesley, your turn.
As much as I love Brian.
I think who would appreciate it more, I'm going to go with Tanner. Just because I think he'd really appreciate being on the jury and all that. And Jacob, I love you, but fair is fair. You were booted in, you were eliminated in an unusual circumstance.
I respect. Best of luck to the both of you. I'm taking both of these answers face value. I was expecting to be chosen by both of you, so I was like, "Oh, damn, I'll take that. I'll take one." Being in the jury in one scenario, but best of luck to both of you. Again, congratulations. Take it easy, y'all.
Okay, thank you, Jacob, who has already gone. I have sent the link to the next juror, who will hopefully be on in just a moment. I was a little delayed. I didn't expect Jacob to finish. Oh, beautiful. Welcome, Denson. I hope you are doing lovely. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and I will give you a countdown for your time. Cool. 3, 2, 1. Good to go.
Hey, y'all. It's been a while, but I'm really happy to see y'all here. I think that overall, I would call both of you more underdogs of the season. Wes, you were literally voted out of the game and came back and made it to final two. Allie, as you mentioned earlier, people have been targeting you since the beginning of the game. And despite people saying, oh, yeah, if you keep fucking around, Allie's going to make it to the end, it's like, well, we'll deal with it later. And then Allie makes it to the end anyway. As we know, people can be, and I think Jacob brought this up at the beginning of his speech, people can be pretty pissy on the jury. And I'm asking both of y'all to like stand your ground and not let there's a lot of ego. There is a lot of ego. And I hope that y'all two can stand your ground and say, you know what, fuck you. I made it to the end and you didn't. You don't have to say it exactly like that, but you did. I have one question for each of you. It's more of a social-ish question. Not really. Wes, when you look back on this season, what is your biggest takeaway as far as yourself as an order?
My biggest takeaway is kind of you gotta orgs are all about trying hard, just making bonds, just trying to make friends, and it's all about having a good time and just it's all about the effort you put in, and all about being, and all about all about having. I'm just kind of rambling here. Sorry.
Oh goodness, no! Please go ahead. It's fine.
It's just it's more about. I would say my biggest takeaway here is that just it's better to do your best and fail than it is to just. It's better to just always do your best and try hard, and just don't worry about like just winning. Just do your best, kind of thing.
Okay. And then Allie, my question to you is, you played the middle game better than everyone else, and as someone that was really enjoying playing the middle game, cheers to you. Where was a moment in the game where you felt like this could be it for you?
Like, kind of.
As far as I might actually be going home this time around.
I mean, I definitely thought, like, when I was against Zach, I'm like, okay. I know Zoe told me, like, okay, you're probably going to stay against Zach, but I also was like, okay, maybe I could stay against him. Maybe I could be evicted, because obviously the vote was, like, super close, 5-4. That was definitely the round. I'm like, okay, I'm so nervous here. Like, I could be leaving. But other than that, like, I'd probably say that round because that one was super stressful for me. But then after that, I escaped the block the whole jury phase. So, except for by default the final 3. So I'm just like, I'd probably have to say when I was against Zach would probably be the time I was thinking I'd probably be evicted because I didn't know at the time if I would stay or go with it.
Well, both of you once again. Fun fact. I voted for both of you during the round where we get to pick who gets to be nommed and everything. And so for both of you to still be here is amazing. And I love it. I love that it's y'all two and not anyone else. And best of luck to both of you. And once again, don't let these people punk you because they're pissed off. Yeah. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Andrew, you deserve better. I love you.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. Next juror would be Heather. I have a Heather can't be here right now, so I have Heather's question. Sorry, just ran. Okay, Heather says, sorry I couldn't make it tonight. I don't want to ask much of a question, since to be quite honest, I will not have time to actually deliberate on this. However, I still want to take up some of your time at FTC, which means finale, by telling you to give each person on the jury compliments that don't have to do with the game. Since for Brian to start with Allie, we'll start with Wesley for this one.
Morgan, the fact that you survived cancer is amazing. Jason, your cat is adorable. And the fact you work in an escape room is awesome. Zoe, I just remember this because your dog is in the picture right now I'm looking at. Your dog is adorable. I used to have a golden retriever myself. You are, and CTC is an amazing series. Jesse, you're a fun, great person who I love talking to. Nick, you're a vibrant, wonderful personality who I do also enjoy talking to. And the fact you work in government is kind of cool. Heather, your balance is amazing and all that kind of stuff, and I do like talking to you and all that. Andrew, you're a cloudy. You're very fun and kind of a blunt, fun kind of guy. Jacob, you're a great comedian and all that kind of fun stuff. And Brian, your rapping skills are incredible. You got all that?
Yep. Okay, Allie, you are good to go.
All right. I'll go in order of the evictions. Brian, you're just absolutely hilarious. I echo that your rapping skills are so funny and you're just such a genuine person. And I absolutely love talking to you just as a friend. And then Jacob, you are super funny and absolutely love like all your big words, and just you were just so funny and so fun, and I enjoy talking to you so much, and you're just so caring and kind. Andrew, I adore you so much. You're such a iconic king, and I just want to party with you and have some fun, and hopefully we can meet up at some point. And you're just so cool. Heather, I adore you. You're so sweet, and you're just so sweet and so genuine, and like whenever we talk, I just think it's cute, and like your passion and talking about musical theater and just like anything that you say is just so like heartfelt, and I love that you play with your heart and play close to it. And Nick, you're just super funny, life of the party kind of guy. Zoe, what an icon. Like absolutely love CTC. I made it to the end of your game. I adore you. You're so honest and just amazing. And Jesse, I love you so much. You're one of my best friends, and voting you out was like super hard for me, and but it's definitely something I had to do. I love you so much, and but like Jelly always, and Jason, one of my favorite people to work with, and we've literally like worked together and played together since Cutthroat, and you're just someone that I'll always like work with and trust in a game, and you're just so genuine and kind and just so fun. And Morgan, you're just so sweet, and I'm so excited and happy that we got to meet in this game and become like really close friends, and I adore you. Like hopefully we can meet up soon, and just I just adore you so much.
Okay, thank you both. Next up would be Nick. Nick does not have any questions and will not be here. So we have Jesse. Jesse, let me set up your timer for you. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I got lots to say. Let's get started.
Awesome. Okay, you will start in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hello, Flipping Queen, and hello, Wesley. I I had to start with that. Allie, you knew it was coming. First of all, I do have questions for both of you, and we're gonna start with Allie.
Okay.
I've been listening to the other things, but I have my own questions. Allie, so you did play the middle. I get it. I get it's a strategy. I get flip-flopping. I get it. It's a strategy. But my question is, I value loyalty in games. You showed no loyalty to me. So instead, I want you to list 3 people in the game that you were actually loyal to since you were playing the middle.
Okay. Well, obviously pre-jury, I was literally expendable. Let's just going into jury, I'd probably say Wesley, Morgan, and Jason.
Yeah, everyone knew you were close to Morgan. It's been discussed. It was discussed even when we were all in the game.
I love you so much, and I obviously want to go to the end with you, but obviously, like personally, but I knew if I went to the end with you, I probably would have lost.
Oh, no, you probably would have. I'll be honest. You showed me no loyalty, but that's fine. That's whatever.
I'm sorry. I love you so much, always.
Wesley, so some people may be looking at you as not an option for the vote because you came back in. What would you say to those people?
I actually prepared for that.
Good.
Big Brother is a game of adaptability and of luck and adaptability. It was known during my boot round that something was happening with my eviction week, so it wasn't exactly unexpected. And like a rewind was discussed. In fact, I pre-recall that even a buyback was discussed, so it's not like it was a blind thing. And plus, you can admit I kind of got unlucky that it was a replacement nom during an unusual double of elimination. So while I admit I got lucky that it was a buyback, which is an unusual situation, I also did They're unlucky, so you could argue you could balance. Plus, I was gone for like exactly a day, so I did not miss it much in the way of strategy or anything like that.
Totally valid. Okay, so I know you described songs to describe your game and whatever, but I have a question. That's if you could have been in Final Two with anyone, who would it have been? Based on everything. Besides the person you're sitting with, because I want you to actually think.
Ooh.
I'm assuming we're starting with jury here.
Yeah, unless there's someone pre-jury that you would really like to mention.
Because like pre-jury is cheating. Because like Tanner, Aston, Chloe.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the jury list. I think probably I would have liked to see me. I think I would have liked to go to the end with you, Jesse, just to see how it would have gone.
I respect that. Okay, Allie.
I mean, okay, personally, I would have loved to go to the end with you because you're like literally one of my best friends forever. Obviously, I just couldn't at the time. I'm just like, okay, no, I can't beat her. So if I had to pick someone other than Wesley, honestly, it would have been interesting to see me and like Jason Final Two, just because like we were Final Two before. So it would have been interesting to see how that would have been handled.
Okay. So obviously each juror's vote matters. So why should I specifically vote for you? I want you to sell your case to me why I should vote for you instead of your opponent. And we're gonna start with Wesley.
Well, I did. Well, first off, I to you throughout the entire game. I do appreciate you. We feel like we built a strong bond. I feel like I did really like you throughout the entire game, and I think I just enjoyed your company and presence and all that, and I hope you did too.
Okay, Alyssa, go ahead.
I mean, I hope you decide to vote for me tonight, just because this is definitely probably one of the better games I've played in a org, because usually I don't make it this far that often. Mostly like third, fourth, maybe sixth is like my curse. So, I mean, I hope you decide to vote for me tonight, because I did have connections personally with everybody. And a lot of votes were super hard for me just because of that personal connection. And that's what I based my game on, is strategy and social. Obviously, like, I hope you decide to vote for me for that reason. Because comps are not everything. And because obviously I haven't won a ton of comps except for like 3, like 2 battle blocks and a veto. But just based on my social ability, I hope you decide to vote for me tonight. Even if I did vote for you to be evicted, and I am so sorry I wasn't honest with you when I evicted you. That was definitely like my biggest regret. And my biggest flaw is not being honest with you about my vote left, but that was literally just based on strategy for sure. I adore you so much, and I love you, and I wish we were in the final 2, but I definitely probably would have lost unanimously if we were in the end together.
Anyways, congrats to both of you, I guess. And shout out to my rival Zach. Good luck with the rest of the questions, guys.
Not Zach.
Okay, thank you so much, Jesse.
Oh, your rival.
Okay, so your next juror would be Zoe. Zoe is busy and has sent in a question. Sorry, I'm like also figuring out typing. Okay, Zoe's question. On a scale of 1 to 10, How important do you feel your decisions were to the course of this game, and why? Allie, we will start with you on this one.
Okay. So, sorry, what was that question overall?
The question was, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you feel your decisions were to the course of this game, and why?
Okay. I mean, every round, my decisions were based on strategy, and I hope they were like a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. Hopefully, they were really good. Hopefully, I made the best moves for my game. Because every round because like obviously with the Zoe and Jason round, I'm just like, I love them so much, but they're two people I cannot beat at all because they're beasts. And then Jessie was someone that was super low key and social. I could not beat her. And every round, I think I hopefully made it a 10 out of 10. Because like all my decision making, because they were all super strategic, and I'm just like, yeah, every round, I based it on like, yeah, I can't beat this person, or I was not in their end game plan, and so and I voted correctly like every round except for the round with Liana. So I'm just hoping I voted correctly every round, or hopefully I did okay every round with that. But yeah, I based my decisions super strategic every round.
Thank you, Allie. Wesley, the floor is yours.
I feel like if in terms of how important my decisions were, I feel like I was more of a low-key player throughout the entire game, if I'm being perfectly honest. I would kind of say my decisions were like, because I only won HOH starting at like like once at final 12 and once at like starting at final 4, which at that point you don't make any decisions. I would say my decisions were more like a 7 out of 10-ish because I was on the block a lot, so I couldn't make a lot of decisions. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm just sending the link to the next juror. Link has been sent, and Jason will be here in just a moment. Hello.
Hello. Can you guys hear me all right?
We can hear you.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right. First of all, congratulations, you two. You both made it to the end. That's an amazing accomplishment. To say I'm jealous is not an understatement. It very much is true. I don't know who I'm going to vote. I have no idea. Because I love both of you. We've all been friends since we all played the same Cutthroat season. Then, to continue that on, I made Final Twos with both of you, and both of you had a hand in cutting me. So I don't know who the hell to vote for. So what I'm going to ask is, Allie, you mentioned flipping a lot. What was a moment where you had to flip that you might regret?
Oh gosh. I mean, like I said, my biggest regret is probably not being honest with Jessie when she was evicted. Every other time I was very honest with my votes. Like it was based on strategy, and but yeah, definitely not being honest with Jessie with evicting her was probably my biggest regret in the game. But like, yeah. Yeah, that was probably my biggest regret.
All right. Wesley, your game was a lot more in the front than I think you think it was. At least in my perspective, at least I can only really speak from my perspective. At what point in the game did you realize you needed to take control? And
I would say this is a weird time to pick it.
He froze for you guys too?
Okay, sorry. Am I back?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
There were 2 points. I'm sorry, this is cheating, but I'm picking 2 points.
Okay.
One was I was trying to play under the radar right away with until Nick won until the very early on point where the game really started, which is when Nick won veto during your HOH.
Okay.
Because I wasn't trying to play till then.
No.
2 was after I got evicted and came back. That's when I realized, like, when I came back and I was like, okay, I need to make alliances with my biggest. I need to like do stuff. I need to agree to this alliance with my formerly biggest enemy in the game, Jason, and realize that, like, oh my god, I'm on my closest ally, who I do appreciate, but like with a sinking ship of a person. At that point, is gone. It's gonna be gone soon. And 2, it's also like the big. It also, like, I would say that's the points where I need to take control. I also made some moves trying to deal with, like, in the end game, I realized I needed to take out the big threats. I think it was kind of the big thing. Like, as I said, I made deals with Morgan at Final Four to, like, cut Jason if I won veto there, but that didn't. I didn't win veto there, so that didn't matter.
Actually, that's a great transition into something I just forgot about, to be honest with you. Why wouldn't you want to take that shot at me? Why make Morgan do it?
I want HOH. I literally couldn't take the shot at you.
Valid. Because I thought it would happen before. Whatever. If you made that decision after, then this question's for not.
If you win HOH, you can't take the shot directly. I don't think.
I mean, yeah. All right. So.
And I'll make Morgan do it because I'd be more certain that she would take the shot at you than Allie would.
All right. Valid. Guys, I don't have any further questions. You guys are both kick-ass players. You guys played a middle game better than most people could ever think of playing a middle game. You guys are incredible. I just still don't know who the fuck I'm voting for. I have to decide that. And yeah, that's all. Thank you, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jason. Okay, our last juror is Morgan. Morgan is currently screen sharing the Inferno finale, doing their awards. So, again, Morgan has sent in a speech, questions, and all that good stuff. I do apologize for how many jurors had to do this, but it's okay. They are also, some of them are watching as well, who cannot necessarily be on call. So the votes are all still good. So Morgan says, congrats to both of you for making it to the final 2. Wesley, you have a great underdog story fighting your way back into the game and surviving to the end. Allie, we have talked more in this game versus my conversations with Wesley. I have enjoyed all of those conversations and talking game and making it to end game together. I am sorry I could not make it tonight. However, I have enjoyed playing the game with both of you. I don't really have questions, but I would like y'all to take this time to explain anything you feel like you have not gotten the opportunity to speak on as far as your game and why you want the jury to give you their vote. Whichever one of you would like to go first, floor is yours. Let's say, Wesley, you'll go first on this one.
I'm just thinking here for a bit.
Yeah, of course.
I do appreciate me winning. It was difficult. I will say it was an interesting experience being who I had to fight the experience of being a comp threat and fighting my way through eviction after eviction, just dealing with that, while not actually having the luxury of winning many comps. I won one HOH at Final 12, did not actually officially win any comps till Final 4. I mentioned that in my intro speech, but I figured I want to emphasize that I had to fight that and still be. But I did consistently place high in a lot of comps, so that's kind of good to know.
All right.
Ellie?
I think I should get your vote because I played the hardest I ever could in a game, and comps are not everything, so like I was strictly social and made these connections with everybody, and just like I actually got to know people on a personal level. So like even if we didn't always have like a million calls with people and stuff, like I still got on, like I was still able to message you guys and just have like regular conversations with you, and um, just have conversations about like life and stuff, um, and every move I made was strictly strategic, and uh, and like I was never nominated at the jury phase except for by default at final three, and just I literally like started this game as just very expendable and not, and just like an easy nom, and just someone who was like, oh yeah, let's just like get rid of her whenever. And I fought my way here on my own with those connections, and I hope that was enough to get your vote, because like you and I have like a really great relationship all season. Even if you were obviously with like Nick and Zoe, I cut those two just to obviously get closer to you. So I would be your number one, and hopefully that was enough to get your vote.
Okay, thank you both. That concludes the jury questioning phase of our night. Now we will get into closing statements. So, because Wesley went first and Allie went second, we will do reverse. So, Allie, you will go first in closing statements. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your 5 minutes will begin in 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right. Throughout this game, there were two sides, but through my strategic and social maneuverability, I managed to put myself directly in the middle of them. So many people thought I was just playing other people's games, but in reality, I was playing my own. I'm more than just a goat. I never let people control the way I voted. I played with resiliency and passion the whole way through. I know that physically I may have lacked a bit, but I made up for that through making deep personal connections with everyone that hopefully will go far beyond this game. And through those connections, when it came time to cut people, I made sure there was always somebody else I could get close to. I cut Brian and Heather, which incentivized Jesse and Jason to work closer to me. And the same applies to Nick and Zoe, which brought Morgan closer to me, making it so I was the person they had to be more loyal to in order to get far. I would always plant seeds throughout the game regarding other players to show how they were more threatening than me, which made sure there was always someone before me for someone to target. In previous games that I've got to the end, I've either been someone that only won because the jury wanted a woman to win, or was taken to the end by someone who was deemed by the jury as a stronger player. This time around, I hope through all of my answers, I have convinced you why there won't be any debate as to how I got here. I did it on my own, and I couldn't be prouder of how I played. I know the silent killer game is harder to respect at times, but I truly value and love each and every one of you. And I've had so much fun playing this game with all of you. I've never wanted to win more, and I truly do think I've played the hardest I've ever played. To paraphrase a quote from my idol Taylor Swift, there are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments. But if you just focus on the work and you don't let those people sidetrack you, you'll look around and you will know that it was you who put you there. I may not have won the final HOH, but through hours and days of various calls and messages, I still made sure I did everything I could to get here. And no matter what happens tonight, whether it's West or I being crowned the winner, That alone is the greatest feeling in the world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Wesley, are you ready for your 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay, your time will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna use this time to emphasize a few things I feel like I didn't emphasize as much. One was my social game. One thing I did think I emphasized as much was that I was socializing, interacting with everyone in the game as much as possible. Even when me and Jason were on opposite sides, I always would try to make sure I talked to him and everything like that. Even when just try to interact with everybody, I tried to do that. I did work hard in this game, just spending hours upon hours messaging everybody I could. I worked hard. I put so much effort into this game. I'm honestly kind of exhausted throughout this entire experience. And I would really appreciate any of us to win. I love all of you guys. I hope we can still talk after this whole experience. And I hope for the absolute best for all of you. And hope for everything to go well here. I don't really have too much to say. I didn't prepare a closing speech too much, so bye.
Okay, thank you both. Jury, now is the time to vote. You'll have a few minutes. I will gather the votes, write them down, prepare them, and then we will get going. Jury, I will send you the link to this call, and you can join. But remember, do not discuss this vote in any way, shape, or form. Thank you. And you guys are free to talk, but yeah, it's not about the game, and I will get the votes.
Good luck.
Good luck to you too.
Thank you.
So I'm back for my second part of the question. I'm joking.
Hey, Jason.
Hey.
Don't everybody rush in here all at once.
Hey, Jacob. The J names are showing up.
Honestly,
Hey, everybody.
Is that Jacob?
it
Yeah.
is that Jason?
Can we vote him out, please?
so we can say, oh, we've actually voted him. I'll take this to the grave. I almost did. Because I have dark humor to deflect of trauma. So, yeah, I'll take this to the grave. I'll die knowing I was never put up on the block. Look.
I wish I could have put Jacob on the block. I wouldn't have, but I wish I could have.
Yo, anyone want to play a mini after this?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
no.
I'm done with.
Morgan.
I'm sorry.
Morgan, I told you we should have been final two. Why didn't you make that deal?
Yeah, it's almost like I said something.
No, real talk, at like final, like, what was it, 5 or 4, Morgan was like, we should go to the end together. And I was like, no.
You were like, yeah, to be quite frank, that's not happening. And I was just like, yeah, but it would be so cool. And you were like, it would be cool to see one of us win. And I'm like, you know how to ensure that, right? It's almost like.
Oh, I was ready, Morgan. Had you won that veto at 4, I was going to come to you and make you that deal.
Of course you were.
I was going to be like, listen, you can cut me now, or I pinky promise you I'll bring you.
It's the way. It's the way.
So when do we know if Emmy won? Wheel of Change too.
I want you to know. I was listening to the speeches here, but then we had to throw a slideshow together for the award. So I'm like making sure that that's all good. And then the votes are happening and then they announced it. And I was like, oh my God, that's He was the what is the Survivor season of the married couple now?
Yeah.
All Stars.
Yeah. you're talking
No,
about Stars?
Rob
Yeah,
and somebody.
All-Stars.
Wrong.
Yeah, like she was the girl in that scenario. Like she was like people were mad at her less than the other one.
Got it. Amber.
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 Do you guys like my shirt?
I do love it, Wesley.
Iconic.
Coming
It
out
was
looking
brought up in the
snazzy.
chat.
Yeah.
It was an extra shirt from the engagement party.
Amazing. Wow.
Maybe that swayed somebody.
Hey,
I
Andrew.
should have made that comment.
Andrew, did I get that Big Mac question right? That was not asked at all. I just randomly screamed it. For context, early in the season, Andrew and I were talking about our Big Mac order, and I was like, "If I make it to the end, please don't expect me to memorize your Big Mac order." And sure enough, I tried to memorize it.
Hello, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I have the votes. Remember, you will want to see. You will want to see your name as these are votes to win. That being said, let's get started. First vote, Wesley. Second vote, Allie. Third vote, Wesley. Fourth vote, Allie. We are tied 2-2. Fifth vote, Wesley. Sixth vote, Wesley. Seventh vote, and the winner of Big Brother Wheel of Change, Wesley. Congratulations. You have won by a vote of 7-2. You may now
Absolutely
speak
earned
your
one.
piece.
Oh my god, I got my first org.
Yay!
Like I said prior to the Zoom, I am so proud of both of you, and I am so proud of everybody in this game, truly. That being said, I have some awards. Some fun stuff to happen, you know? Let's see if I can share my screen effectively.
Who? Just out of curiosity, who were the two with Rally?
I have no idea.
There's a Jason and I will have to check on the other one.
Jason Andrew.
For me, it came down to when Allie said that she was purposely flipping on the votes. I was just like, that's impressive. Purposely flipping with the intent of doing it.
Mm-hmm. So basically, I got the bottom 7.
Oh, I love the slideshow.
Yes, and we'll be going into full
Oh,
screen.
shoot, I was just tripping.
I like that I can still see like this call while like fully sharing my screen. I enjoy this.
Oh yeah, I couldn't whenever I was doing that, so that's nice.
No, because Zoom wouldn't let me stream on YouTube, which is why we're doing Jitsi, but like, you know, technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I have transitions.
Ooh.
So first we have my host favorite. This is someone I didn't really know prior to the season, which really limits it down a lot. But their gameplay and just their general like vibe and personality was just fun. I always enjoyed their host chat and just everything about them. And I don't know how I could like say it in more words without repeating myself a lot. So without further ado, my host favorite is Morgan. Morgan, you're fun.
Thank you. That means so much. I love your vibe too.
Yes. Next up, we have Miner's host favorite. Miner, speak your words.
I
hope I put the right picture.
hopefully. I really enjoyed watching this person play. It was exciting to see like their thought process through stuff. and they're always a great time.
Good for me to hit the button.
Yeah.
My most favorite is Heather. Woo. Heather's not here. Heather can't say words, but yeah, we'll let Heather know in due time. But next up, another fun transition. We have Cindy's host favorite. Cindy's not here to say words. We just know Cindy loves this person a lot. Cindy can say words at a later time if Cindy would like. But Cindy's host favorite is Andrew Denson. Are we shocked? No. Do I appreciate it? Absolutely. And next, sliding to the left, we have the VL favorite. We asked our VL to vote on who they think their favorite. Nope. On who their favorite player is, not who they think or thought. They still think and thought that. Their favorite player, though, is Morgan. Morgan, as always, there's no monetary prize.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Jacob, for updating the jury on the awards. It is greatly appreciated.
If it's an award, if I get worst move, that's the only thing that's not going up on it. So, but
well, next we have the hero of the season. Hero to me does not always mean what moves you make and what you do. It also is about how you enter the game each and every day and how you think and your general attitude going into everything. And this person really put their best foot forward every day and wanted to play a solid game. And with that being said, our hero of the season is Jesse. Congratulations, Jesse. You really just, in a game full of people who are wild, have that positive footing, and it is really appreciated always, and it's always a pleasure to see you play. But every hero has to have a villain. I don't think it's much of a secret who the villain is going to be this season, and if it is, oops.
It's
but
Tanner.
Really, huh? It's Tanner.
It's Tanner.
No, it's Nick. For the second time in Wheel history, Nick is a villain of the season.
Oh my!
Nick was also our villain in season 1. Somehow, Nick came in, played a different game, but was still a villain. Our final award, because I can't go on and on about awards forever. If you want to ask opinions at a later time, I can certainly answer that. There were so many people to think about when it came to this award. Truly, the level of gameplay you guys had was insane. From a strategic standpoint, this is our number 1 season. Because the gameplay here you guys brought, phenomenal in every aspect. 9 out of 10 moves, because not everything can make sense. 9 out of 10 of the moves, logical. Made sense. Hell, even like 99% of it. So this person really had a stronghold on so much of this game. It's insane. They were at the top of my winner pick, and on all of our, not necessarily the top of all of our winner picks, but on our winner picks for almost every round until they got eliminated. This does not diminish any gameplay. Finalists are not eligible for this award for my seasons that I host, various reasons. That being said, our player of the season this season is Zoe. Zoe's game truly insane. The level she had playing just like so many people was truly unmatched. And everyone this season brought it. So y'all gonna make my time difficult when figuring out balances for All-Stars. That being said, that's all I have for you guys in terms of that. This time is yours, and I will stop the YouTube stream. Good night, YouTube.